Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned into the NFL on EA Sports. We've got a good one on tap today, and there's going to be two quarterbacks ready to get it done on the gridiron. It's Bortles' Jaguars going up against Keenum's Vikings.
EA Sports coverage takes us to one of the newest jewels on the NFL landscape, U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. The scene a short time ago, this crowd decked out in purple, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. We're ready for football, folks, as the Vikings get set to do battle with the Jacksonville Jaguars. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. Burns a man in motion right. To throw, it's Bortles. And his first look is incomplete.
Let's face it, perfection is something we all chase, whether it's playing this game or whatever we do. Hard to attain, but that's what they were searching for as that pass goes incomplete.
In motion left, Robinson. And some room to maneuver. Touchdown, Jaguars. Corey Grant, 76 yards. And the Jags have taken the early lead. And personally, what a start for him to get in the end zone from that distance here on the first drive.
And it has the defense tearing up their defensive goals for the game, doesn't it? Because nowadays, when we talk to all the coaches, they don't talk about limiting yards per carry and those things. They just talk about limiting explosive plays, whether it's through the air or on the ground. And anything an explosive play on the ground, usually, 10, 12-yard runs? This one was way more than that. They've got to go back to the drawing board and try and shut it down.
Shift together here from the D-line. Now the Georgia Southern man. This is Jerick McKinnon. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
Well, last year, I'm not sure we saw very many of those runs, did we, from the Vikings? I mean, they had the poorest rushing attack in the league.
Just 75 yards per game, but carries like the one we just saw. That'll help bolster that average.
Yeah, certainly, and they tried to beef up the offensive line in the offseason, brought in Latavius Murray, and then drafted Dalvin Cook out of Florida State.
Well, a well-executed blitz, no doubt. Great job by the linebacker. Maybe the quarterback, if he could have seen that, could have audibled there.
Yeah, he needed to be in a different play because that one just meshed perfectly for the defense. All the gaps were filled except for the one the offense really wanted to run through, and that was filled by a big man wanting to make a tackle.
And he made a great tackle. Keenum on third down. And Rudolph has it left side. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up fourth down. So on fourth down, here's Ryan Quigley now to kick this one away. He'll field this at the 5. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And it'll be Jaguar football as they take over deep in their own territory. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. A tale of two extremes. First carry, he went for a bundle. His second goes backward.
And how many times have we seen that happen? Because you get that big carry, and you come back and you're all fired up, and sometimes you force a run a little bit, right? Trying to break off that big carry again, and instead it works opposite.
And he'll lose yardage on this one back to the 13. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be a third and about 13.
Well, add that play to his resume reel because he went to the Pro Bowl last year. That's how you go to the Pro Bowl. You make plays like that, big-time penetration, and throw people for losses.
In motion left, Robinson. A first carry for Leonard Fournette. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. He gets a good chunk of yards there, 8 all told, but they're still looking at a 4th down.
And after that type of a run, there's some talking going on down on the field, but it's not trash talking. The guy who just carried the ball, he's going back and telling his offensive line, great job, keep it up, and we'll break that one soon.
6 yards there on the pickup, and it's good enough for a Jacksonville first.
I am shocked that they would go for it there. Talk about a gutty call. But that's all about having faith in your offensive line, and they come through there on 4th down.
In motion right is Robinson. Now they try the right side here. And he'll be knocked down sideways near the 25. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. And they're behind the sticks here a bit now, dealing with a 2nd and 12. Hearns, the man in motion right. They'll run it now out of the gun. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that. They fake the handoff. Now Bortles escaping the pressure right. He's going to let this go deep. And that's caught inside the 35. And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line. Now the offense lining up 1st and 10. In motion right is Robinson. Now a handoff looking right. And some room to work. Shifts free at the 15. Touchdown, Jaguars. Corey Grant with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Jaguars add on to their lead. And a pair of rushing touchdowns now for him in the first quarter.
And I'm liking what I'm seeing from his big guys up front because they're winning the leverage game. How many times we talk about low man wins, right? Move the defensive front aside, create those gaps and holes. He's found his way through them for 2 touchdowns.
And after both of those touchdowns, he went right up to that O-line and hit each of them on the helmet. He recognized.
That's a smart man. You know what else he should do? If this continues, take them all to dinner.
Keenum now on 1st down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen.
Understand why they look lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Offense still needing 10 yards. 2nd down. Working from the gun. Keenum. On the catch, it's Jarius Wright. For 15 yards through the air and a 1st down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 45.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
So after the INT, it's Bortles. A throw left side, complete to his receiver, Westbrook. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
A Jags first down, Bortles to Robinson. In motion right is Robinson. Now a handoff as they run left side. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal. So that run gets him about halfway home.
Yes, now 2nd and goal. The end zone beckons. It looms. They can do whatever they want. Full playbook. Run it again, or they can go play action and try and put it in that way.
Now they try the right side here. And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
No gain on the play, and what to do now on 4th and goal.
Now this feels like old school football because this has turned into a good old-fashioned goal line stand. So on offense, what do you do now? Do you decide to run it or throw it if you go for it on 4th down?
And now here's a carry heading left. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Corey Grant on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Jaguars add 6 to their lead. And his kick is right through. Charles, did I just hear that right? They declined the personal foul. 3 yards, they just declined them.
And I have to think that the official is thinking to himself, did I just hear that correctly, that you declined that one? All I can think of is that someone on the field got confused. Because they had to, because you're going to take the yards on that penalty each and every time.
Second quarter onside kick there that failed. Is that something that maybe they had dialed up before this game started?
It feels like it, doesn't it? That they thought they had the right situation, you know, and the right approach and go.
Looking for his tight end Rudolph, and it's intercepted. And now on the pitch, the ball's loose. Stephon Diggs. And he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown. Stephon Diggs, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit.
I'm glad we were paying attention during the rules seminar because we learned the only time you can't advance a fumble like that is in the last 2 minutes of either half.
Right. Other than that, if that ball's out, whether forward or backwards, it's live and free for anybody.
No doubt about it. When you say free, that means he's got free reign to pick it up and go. That's exactly what happened there. Took it in for a touchdown.
That's fielded in the end zone. Gets around him. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And the ledger for them so far looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Not sure it can be much better than that. They've got to feel very good about the groove that they're in at this stage of the game.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Now a handoff as they run left side. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. Now Bortles throwing on second down. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field, it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
Now Bortles. It's caught right side. It turns. It'll be a gain of 8, but it also lead to a fourth down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So on fourth down, here's Brad Nortman on to punt it away. Marcus Sherrill's back deep for Minnesota. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. And the D looking like they may blitz. Throwing now is Keenum. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Malik Jackson breaking through to get him for a loss of 7. Defense went 3-4. They got some push from the inside.
And this is something in a 3-4 you don't normally get because the nose tackle who got the sack, he's usually responsible or ends up getting double teamed and sometimes triple teamed. How about him working his way back and putting the big guy on the ground?
And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
Well, sometimes those cliches really come true, don't they, when they talk about it takes all 11 to play good defense. We've seen that in this ball game. I think the secondary has to be singled out, though. They are in the presence of every receiver whenever the ball's thrown, and this one they help force another incompletion.
Trying to lay one up deep. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and that just continued there with that incompletion.
Yeah, definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. 35 yards on the return. Picked up some good blocks as well. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense, as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10. Throwing is Bortles. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Robinson. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. In motion left, Robinson. On 3rd down. It's Grant. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. Now a timeout coming here defensively. As on 4th down, may as well make them punt it. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. Now the holder's going to keep it. He's going to try to run for it. They're not going to get it. They try to move the chains with a surprise, but it's a turnover on downs. And now due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. And the Vikings able to recover. The hands team does its job. The risk reward of the onside kick. When you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling, and whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things. Now they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
No, Jack, Patriot! All right, here we go.
They fake the handoff. Now Keenum. He's going to air one out. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Adam Thielen, 44 yards. And the Vikings are able to make this a close game again. And he puts it through. Forbath out to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Here comes the Jags offense now. Time for their first possession of half number 2. Now a play fake here on first down. Eluding the pressure right. Now on the run. He'll throw it back deep over the middle. So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect. Well, they haven't had a whole lot of success in the passing game here. Now in the second half, he's thinking, I guess maybe just take a shot deep.
I think you're right. Almost looking for a bailout, isn't he? Can my receiver go up and make a big play for me? Can I create a penalty downfield, maybe pick up an interference call or get that yardage downfield? Anything trying to get going again, but you're right. He definitely took a shot.
And he'll work this one up to about the 38. Second down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now. In motion right is Robinson. And now whistles and a flag. And I think we got a jump here. So 5 yards there as one of the big guys up front moved.
And in a 4-3 front, you got the 2 defensive tackles right near the football. I know there's a lot of movement around there, but they're always taught to have one eye on the football. Apparently, that didn't happen.
They find some open field here. Jacksonville first down on a pickup of 17.
I know anytime you watch a team run the ball really well, there's some pinball effect, people bouncing off of each other. There's also some things of beauty in there. And you see these nice, explosive, strong runs. And this guy, he knows how to carry the football really well and continually wants the football. Why? He knows the offensive line's going to give him great effort, and he gives great effort himself to finish off runs.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. A little bit of ground to make up for the offense as they face a 2nd and 11. Now they'll run it on the toss. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but yeah, from the spot, actually no gain. So 3rd and long. The Jaguars on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd down and 12. In motion right is Robinson. Bortles going to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the Pro Bowler, Anthony Barr. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
Back to throw, Keenan. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. He's been quiet today in the passing game, just his second catch.
Yeah, and people have to come up with schemes to limit him. And what a lot of teams do, they'll double him, use a linebacker underneath.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Here's Ryan Quigley now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. Fielded at about the 28. 46 yards on the boot. The coverage holds him to just 3 on the return. And the Jaguars go on offense, first down and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. Call it a gain of 5, and it'll make it a second down. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys on plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, when you talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So their ability to move is practiced now. It's not necessarily, oh, he just took off and you guys figure it out. When he takes off, everyone knows where to go now. They know how to run routes, change things, make themselves presentable for the quarterback. That's a lot of time that they put in on it. It's not just your static 1, 2, 3. This is where the ball goes anymore.
Throwing his Bortles on third down. Now Robinson coughs up the football. It's loose. And the Vikings pick up the football.
They make so many catches that are so tough, so acrobatic, so difficult that often surprises me when they actually turn the ball over. When the ball actually comes free. It's amazing sometimes because of what we see them do on so many different plays.
Had the catch, but couldn't control it on the contact. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. So the offense now dealing with a 2nd and 7. And they're definitely showing blitz here. On second down, here's Keenan. That's complete. It's Bell. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be third down.
Well, the stats that matter on this play don't help a team very much unless, of course, you're playing defense.
If you're getting points per reception, you got a reception, but no yardage. Great job by the defense, though. They read through that one.
They read through it, gave up no yardage, and people got credit for tackles. Pretty good deal.
It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
Well, we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the number 1 receiver double covered, but how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a first down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right? And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Miles Jack coming hard on the blitz. He dumps him for a loss of 8. McKinnon. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. It'll be a loss of a yard, and they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Now Keenan. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. This one angles out of bounds at a good spot in the coffin corner. And they're going to mark this out of the 5-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You've got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive. Back near his goal line. Here's Bortles. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Robinson. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Now Bortles. And Robinson with a big catch. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains. In motion right is Robinson. Fournette, a first down carry. Despite a little power on the move, still tackled shy of the 20. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. In motion left, Robinson. And now here's a carry heading left. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. The Jaguars on third down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This is 3rd and 7. Now Bortles. This is caught by Robinson. Give him 8 yards on the play, and they pick up the first.
That gets them the first down, but they've still got to move quickly here.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive. Bortles going to look to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down.
Brandon, that's just football 101. If you're out of the pocket, you've got to get rid of the football in this situation. You cannot take a sack in a 2-minute drill.
In motion left, Robinson. Now a handoff as they run left side. And a nice run to get this up over the 20-yard line. Call it a pickup of 7 on the ground. That trims it to a 3rd and 15 situation. They'll send a receiver in motion left. On third down, it's Grant. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. And a timeout here. Timeout taken, whistles blown. Timeout taken by the receiving team. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. He gets us away. It's a good one. Drawing toward the sidelines. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds. And they'll spot it right at the 20. Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. They're down here in a 1-score game. But the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
And they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. And right with it here over the middle. And they're able to get this one across the 35. They got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets them a new set of downs. Huge first down, gotta hurry.
Yeah, now they have to get up there, get set, and then spike it.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. This pass rush, they've been excellent all game long, and another example of it right there in the closing moment.
Not only with the pass rush, but how well they're coached, because if you don't quite get there, get to the quarterback, get your hands up into the passing lane, and knock it away as we just saw there.
Throw left side complete. That's right. And He's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute. So getting the big touchdown they needed late in the fourth. Now what do? You conservative and just tie it up?
No, I think you put your practice into game situation. Go as fast as possible. You already have your play call ready to go. Go for two and decide it right now.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. In a tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk-reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as he'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. In motion left, Robinson. Now a handoff looking right. And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41. And here come the whistles and a timeout with 7 seconds left. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on second down.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Bortles over the middle, the connection to Hearns. And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
Back to throw, Bortles. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
Fielded about a yard deep. And now running right through it. And now out comes Minnesota. They control their own destiny. Here they have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. That was second down run for Murray. Space to maneuver at the 40. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
You and I both know that you don't really, truly replace Adrian Peterson, but Latavius Murray's a really good back. Similar running styles, too. Won't wear the same number, we know that. But when you see him run, you might see a little bit of that in him, upright with some power.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. Now a give. This is Murray. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. In need of a 3rd and 10 conversion to keep this opening drive of OT alive.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. That'll be good for 6, but now it's 4th down. Well, I know you're toward the middle of the field here, but still, 4th down this distance, you got to punt it right.
That's definitely the first instinct because you say, okay, let's just play some field position, make sure we don't lose the game here, turn it over in a key spot. But if you feel really good about your trigger guy, if you feel great about him, you might want to leave the ball in his hands and let him work his magic.
Here's Ryan Quigley now, on for a very important punt here in overtime. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set to go again. Their defense did its job, got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it. But they turned it back over to him, and now all they need is a field goal to win the game. An excellent job by the defense. Can the offense finish things off?
Well, part 1 is done, now part 2. And now here's a carry heading left. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 11. And again this time to the tailback. Give him 3 yards on the run there. That still leaves him with a difficult 3rd and 8 coming up. The Jaguars on 3rd down. They're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. This is 3rd and 8. In motion right is Robinson. On 3rd down, Fournette. Oh, he's got a little deal. Oh, Fournette loses it. It's out. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. In motion left, Robinson. Now a handoff as they run left side. And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Here's Bortles to throw, and he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. So 3rd down, just 1 yard to go. In motion left, Robinson. Here's Bohannon, the fullback. And he's got a 1st down as he's up to the 48. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. So the offense has it 1st and 10. They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. And he'll give it here to his running back. Room to run inside the 40. There he goes, left side. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. A huge play there in overtime. 48 yards. Red zone opportunity. Now they'll put a receiver in motion left. And now here's a carry heading left. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Brandon, I'd go ahead and kick it right now. I know it's only second down, but I'd kick it and give myself a little margin for error here.
Don't wait for third. Have the extra down just in case.
If something goes wrong, messed up snap, anything like that, you fall on it, guess what? It's third.
Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So we will see yet another drive in this overtime.
For whatever reason, neither team able to finish this game off. I know that the first thought is, does anyone move?
Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. And the defense definitely showing blitz here. A run, it's Murray. And he'll lose yardage and be down at the 7-yard line. It's a loss of 2, now third down. And now third and very long. Are you cautious here?
I think you have to be, because the first mantra of any football game is don't lose it. Then you give yourself a chance to win it. And if you go ahead and force something now, take a big shot that doesn't pay off, you didn't help your defense out at all.
Yeah, especially here in overtime. And Rudolph has it left side. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Backed up deep in their own territory. They were in search of a cushion, and the cushion was found.
And you have to think total game, even in overtime. As a head coach, field position still counts in this spot. So they had to get out from the shadow of their own goal line, get themselves some breathing room. Obviously, that helps them on offense, but it may help their defense, too. Might be necessary here in OT.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively.
All right, here we go. 3-19. 3-19. Detroit. Gun. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Here's Keenum now on second down. And he'll find Thielen on the right side. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. A really good pickup of 28 yards. On first down, Murray. And he'll be stopped up quickly here at the 38. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's third.
Well, my initial thought was that maybe he was just trying to blindly throw this one away, and maybe he was. But he's going to get away with it because as he tried to throw it over the left sideline there's a receiver right there in the area, so no grounding call.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 4th down. Okay, so interesting here. A field goal would win this thing. But the kicking team on the sideline, and they're going for it on 4th down. They do snap it to Keenum. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 26. He's got the lane, and there he goes. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. A costly mistake here in OT.
And you know what they say, when you throw an interception like that in overtime, you don't usually get a chance to throw a second one. I mean, I'm not sure the analytics on it. Let's ask Marvin, our statistician, to ring that down for us. That's typically how coaches and teams feel about it. You throw one, you likely cost yourself the game.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. 2 minutes to go here in overtime. We'll be back after this. In motion left, Robinson. Bortles to throw on second down. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and the Vikings pick up the football. And he'll go down inside the 15 at his own 13-yard line. And my, how the tables have turned. They had a chance inside the red zone, punch that thing in and end it. Now we're going the other way.
And it's real easy to just look at them and say, boy, what an error, what a mistake you made. But how about the defense coming up huge? Let's give them a little bit of credit, keeping their team in the game, because if they score a touchdown there, it's game over.
A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3. Again, it's Murray. And he'll get only a couple up to the 22.
If they're going to get a first down out of this, they're going to have to earn it, because there's been tough going in the interior there. And here we are on 3rd and 1. Be prepared. Brace yourself. Going to be some contact going on.
Set. Green, 39. Now look at 56.
Defense showing blitz.
Here we go. Blue, 90.
They'll run here. It's Murray. And not going to be able to push this forward. He runs into a wall right at the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down. Here's Keenum to throw. And he's able to find Diggs. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. How about that, partner? Not only a 4th down conversion in a tie game, a 4th down conversion in overtime in a tie game.
And so many factors go into making that call, and a lot of it is a head coach feeling the rhythm and understanding his team. Sometimes you think, okay, we better get this done right now. We might not have enough left if we let this game extend. Let's go get it, end it, and get a victory.
Back to the ground, this time Cook. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. The Vikings on 3rd down. Not so hot. 2 for 9 to this point. This is 3rd and 9.
Let's go.
Working from the gun, Keenum. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. And he gets it away. A directional kick going toward the sideline. And it's out of bounds. Now we'll see what the side judge says. He says out at the 8-yard line. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set here. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that, because everyone knows how vital it is.
Accelerating, and off he goes. Past the 20. And all the way down to the 10-yard line. A huge play there in overtime. 82 yards. And here we go on 1st and goal. In motion left, Robinson. Now a handoff as they run left side. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now. And that carry probably not so much for yardage, just to get the spot that you want to kick the field goal.
And any yardage game there is really kind of gravy. And this just becomes what my old coach used to say. Get into position to be in position. And that's what they want. The right spot for their kicker to line up the field goal.
In motion left, Robinson. Now whistles here, and I believe one of the Jaguar linemen might have moved.
Black 58 rail. Black 58 rail.
In motion right is Robinson. After the penalty, it's Fournette. And